G'day fellas and welcome to a casted game of Age of Empires 4. Once again, we are here. We've got a different map. Today we are on Cliffside, ladies and gentlemen, because we are looking to witness two of the world's best players face off in EGC TV's Elite Classic number 3. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get into the action because I tell you what, it's about to start. Sporting on the west side of the map in the color pink, playing as the Japanese, it's Louis MT. And on the east side of the map in the color blue, playing as the Chinese, representing Team M8, it's Marine Lord. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a casted game. A pleasure to have your company here today as we witness a little bit of a difference of opinions for these two players. Louis MT going to be opening up with aggression, Marine Lord not so much aggression, and this could be harmful. This could be hurtful because take a look at where this gold mine is positioned. This is not a safe gold mine by any means. Take a look at these other resources. They're all outside the radius of the town center. Now this is quite interesting. It's the same thing on the other side of the map. So Louis MT's is mirrored. You can see that his stone is probably a little bit, maybe one tile further away. Even the mining camp's quite far away towards the front of the base. But Louis MT, you can see he's got this little bit of a route running through. He's going to come straight down into the gold mine a minute and 20 seconds into this game and will immediately find these villages. Of course, Marine Lord sitting at about 150 gold at the moment. Fortunately, should have the gold in the bank to get the Imperial Official if he wants to, but normally you don't want to do it. So we have ourselves a little bit of trouble here. Villager number 1 is going to be forced back to the town center. He's brought out a whole bunch of extra vills. One of them was fighting up against these spears. He's trying to get as much gold as he possibly can. Needs to get 225. That's the gold amount that he's looking to try and grab. You can see he's got 215 at the moment. Also just slaughtered one of those sheep. I don't know if he was carrying any gold, but you can see Louis MT's doing an absolute wonder of aggression early on in this game. Another little drop-off right there, and he's just forced him away. I think he's got enough. Has he got enough? He's got 8 on this one, 2 on this one, 2 on this one. Should be enough. He needs 225. That should be enough to get him up to the next age, yeah, as well as 1 Imperial Official, so he'll be okay. But boy, oh boy, was that. That was a good little opening there from Louis. Nice little jostle between these players early on. Very nice jostling for position, and one vill going to be moved out over towards this top side. Now, interestingly, hold on, does he need 225 or 235? I apologize, maybe he needs 235. Hold on, let me double check. So it's 150. It gets reduced down. I'm going to have to double check the numbers here. Imperial officials from the Imperial Academy, it costs 30% less. So he needs 35. So apologies. So he needs an extra 7, which is why Marine Lord's come out here. So excuse me. It's been a while since I've been flexing my Chinese. As you guys will know, I've been a little bit busy lately with, well, let's just say Lancastrian things. Anyway, we'll check in with Louis and see how he's doing as the age up will inevitably be coming through. But my question, oh my god, he's pushing his enemy's deer away. Get out of here, Louis MT. You are so cheeky. Marine Lord just gonna have to kill his own deer. These guys are next level, aren't they? They are absolutely next level. He's pushing his enemy's deer into his own base. Now, keep in mind, he's also pushing his own deer into his base. This is absolutely unheard of. I can't believe we're witnessing this. Now, I don't think he's going to get away with it. Marine Lord ain't going to let it happen. He says, look, if I'm not going to get it, then nobody's going to get it. The spears are still chasing him. Marine Lord, he could look to try and find the enemy deer, which obviously we know are getting pushed, but instead he's just going to come back around here. He's going to try and take out every single deer. He gets a nice little double up right there. Age up's coming through. Imperial Academy on the way back here, and beautiful control coming out from both of these players really demonstrating top level, exceptional gameplay, which is exactly what you would expect when you're watching EGC TV's events, because they only invite, well, they don't invite anybody actually. They do invite some people, but I mean, you got to win. You got to win big if you want to play in EGC TV's main event. Let's just put it that way. If you're getting top 512 results, it ain't gonna happen for you. Anyway, age up about to come through now for Marine Lord. Imperial Academy immediately will see that Imperial Official into queue. He's only got enough gold just at the surface here, but he'll be collecting those taxes, and that'll allow him to get that next Imperial Official out. So he'll be absolutely fine there, and you can see he had disruption all the way back here. He has actually found what his opponent was doing. Now, my big question, and I'm sure this question is on your mind as well, are we going to see some equality today? Are we going to see a Temple of Equality? And if so, are we going to see a way to beat the Temple of Equality? Of course, Marine Lord, he's facing off against the Japanese. He will be definitely aware of this new, I'm not going to call it tech, but this new strat that has sort of come out for the Japanese. So could be something on his mind. The outpost on the gold definitely going to be signifying, hey, I'm going fast castle, just be aware. So what do we see from Marine Lord? We see an archery range coming out, Vils coming over to gold, probably looking for a one-base play as well. So we'll keep that in mind, but definitely going to be having quite a bit of an interesting game. I really hope we see Temple of Equality today. I tell you what, if we just see like the standard Kura storehouse into the floating gate, I'm just going to be like, come on, man. Come on, man. It's Louis MT. And just remember, Louis MT is teammates with CSO, and CSO was the guy that we saw do it first. So if there's anyone who can do it, if there's anyone that knows the secrets to the Japanese, it's this man right here. Well, also arguably CSO. Yeah, anyway, we'll get into it. We'll take a look and see how we go. Imperial official out, already supervising out the archers, looking to get out onto the map, get aggressive. Scout's been chased away. Spearman still working back. He's only managed to get 3 deer. I take it back. He's got 4 deer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This one's been chased a little bit too far away. He's going to kill it. It's on the berry, so it's okay. He can still take it out from there. I love the fact that he still managed to find this. Actually, he's got more than 3. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4. How did he do that? Okay, only 3 taken down over here. And yeah, looking to bring this one in. Barbican to the side. Oh, he's going forward, Barbican. And he'll just take this. I love this. This is so smart. Marine Lord out early in this game. Now, one thing to notice, we do have a safe back gold. And look at the reaction immediately out of Louis MT. He says, oh, okay, you're going to take my gold. That's interesting. We'll just look. We'll chill out over here for the moment, just so we don't, just so we don't alert you to any reactions that we may or may not be doing. If he saw those villagers immediately migrate, then maybe it's a bit of like a bit of a warning almost, like, oh, okay, like I'm out, don't worry, I've got somewhere else to go. Maybe not a warning, but a bit of a heads up, let's just put it that way. And you can see Marine Lord immediately coming around to the back. He's like, okay, I know there's got to be gold back here. Oh, yep, there's gold, all right. Marine Lord didn't get a back goal, but I tell you what, Louis MT definitely did. Could you imagine a Barbican up here? How much difference it would make if the sides were flipped? It would be completely different. But fortunately, the back gold is going to be very easy to defend here for him. I think realistically, maybe an outpost on both sides. Archers are going to be on the move. He could look to try and rush up an outpost here. He is going to rush up the outpost. Doesn't have the gold to age up yet, so Marine Lord delaying this age up. Marine Lord, he's got a couple of options how he can play this. He can look to stack it up in Feudal, or he can look to go into Castle. Another thing is, I don't think we've seen professional scouts out yet, have we? Yeah, we haven't seen professional scouts out. And I mean, there's a couple of reasons why that makes sense. But at the same time, there's still plenty that you can actually grab out on this map with regard to deer. You've got the pack of 7 up here, pack of 7 down here. You've got some deer around this tree line that you could potentially grab, snipe away. Of course, you've got all this deer here. But, I mean, you can just kind of use this deer anyway. You've got the Barbican that's already in the center of the map. It's not a huge deal. Spearman going to get caught out of position. No, arrow slits. Actually, I take it back. Arrow slits are through on the outpost at the front. And, of course, this Jukunu might get copped with a couple of bullets here. On the defense now, the arrow slits come through. Bit of an awkward position, and now Louis MT under pressure here. Unfortunately for him, didn't get enough gold to age up, and that's just the consequence of his aggression early on. Vils up towards the north. Is it Temple of Equality? Are you hiding it? Will you put it down? No, it's floating gate. God, stop it. Stop it, Louis. Don't play standard. We don't want to see your standard Japanese play. Show us some fun stuff, Louis. Come on. Come on. Come on. All right, we'll allow it. We'll allow it. I do love that we're seeing the Japanese picked so often now at the pro level. And have a look at Louis MT now. He's going to be up against top level aggression, because not only is he aging up, but he is up against, I saw siege engineering in there. Did he complete siege engineering? He did complete siege engineering. We could have battering rams within seconds here. Within seconds. There could be battering rams on the ground. Let's see if he's going to go for it. Indeed he is. He's going to look to try and push his opponent off the gold now. He's got a couple of options as to how he plays this. Does he go into archers? Yumi Ashigaru could be an option for him. Stable mounted samurai, but you are up against spears. You could just go, you can do Onabagation. I wouldn't mind Onabagation from a Rax. Let's see what he goes. He's got the Rax already, so maybe he looks to put the Yorishiro in the Rax. We don't see any extra production down just yet for the MT just yet. But Vils have already mobilized. He knew that he was going to be in trouble on this gold vein. Going to get pushed off away from it. Forge going to be going down. Outpost going to be going down. He's going to be starting to lose control of farms. Yorishiro comes out and he doesn't know where to put it. He's thinking to himself, okay, shit, what do I do now? And he's going to throw down a stable. At the last possible second, Yorishiro obviously can't go in it just yet. He's going to have to wait for it to get up. So Stable's going to be the way that he looks to battle this out. Not going to be looking to the Onabagation or to the Samurai. Of course, going to require quite a few upgrades to get those bad boys competitive for the Castle Age. But now, on the side of Marine Lord, look at the upgrades that are coming through. a huge amount of eco upgrades that we are starting to see come through. He's looking to pick up the Imperial Examinations. He's looking to pick up Wheelbarrow. He's also picking up Survival Techniques. Take a look at this. So we are getting all big eco upgrades through. He's managed to take out the outpost. Now going to start working down the farms. Keep in mind, these farms will rebuild. We will rebuild. The farms will rebuild. And look at this. He knows. He knows something's up. He says, where are you gathering gold? Come on, Louis. Where are you? I know you're out here somewhere, bud. He's got movement up towards the north side, but for Louis out over towards the east, and he's hoping that he can get this outpost up. A sprinkled emplacement in here would be absolutely key in defense. It would allow him to guarantee the strength of that position for a long time coming. Mounted Samurai numbers starting to build. He's got 2. And I tell you what, we've got so much action in this game. It's 10 minutes, and I feel like I haven't stopped talking about the battles that have been unfolding throughout this game. Shinto Priest now going to be caught out. Of course, Marine Lord just leaving a single Jukunu in the pathway. He knows that that's going to be all it needs to deter that Shinto Priest. But unfortunately, Louis MT says, good night, sweet prince. Outpost going to be spotted over towards this east side. Now Marine Lord is aware. Expect a battering ram imminently, as the fortifications are going to be coming through on the outpost shortly. There's plenty of units in the vicinity going to be making their way up. And I just heard, was that another landmark going down? No, it was not another landmark. What was that sound? It sounded like a landmark going down, didn't it? Battering ram. Interesting move by Marine Lord to actually use this battering ram as the one to come and do this, but at the same time, I guess it kind of makes sense. You know, like, you don't want to just spend an extra 200 on another battering ram. Or you do. Fair enough. Why not? I don't know. I don't feel like it's worth bringing your whole army out here. I feel like Louis is getting so much value by you not keeping up the pressure, right? Like, you can continue working this down. You don't have to kill it. You just have to be here to deny farms. So I think that's a huge component of keeping that aggression up. So look, at the end of the day, I mean, I'm not going to disagree with Marine Lord. He's one of the best out there. I'm sure he knows exactly what the business is all about. Now we got that battering ram up. He's going to be looking to push the agenda. No emplacement is through yet, and the Vils have escaped out the north side. Have a look at that. Marine Lord is coming in clueless. He says, where did they go? Where did they go? They were just here. He fortified the outpost. Scout now on the lookout for Marine Lord as well. Marine Lord's looking. He knows there's got to be Vils somewhere. Did they go out the bottom? Did they come out the top? Where did they go? He brings the scout back and says, oh, that's right, we're going to defend this position. He's got the scout in the control group, so in the end, he never spots the Vils, so the Vils make out the escape, and now you can see the importance of why we need line of sight always on. You know, sometimes it's really tempting to turn on the colors, so you can see we've got the red and the blue right now, and I wish that we could do this in more games, but the reality is when we do this, it kind of messes with our colors, because we need to be able to see line of sight, right? And the trouble is, it changes the colors. The Knight or the Mounted Samurai are blue. Now they're red. Sorry, now let me change perspective. There we go. Now they're red. There we go. They were pink for a second. Anyway, the reason why we can't have the red and the blue is because we lose the ability to tell stories. And that's really what we just witnessed there. It might not seem like much, but I assure you, the importance of these villagers making it out is significant. Louis MT hasn't lost a single villager this game, despite just constant pressure from Marine Lord, despite going from gold mine to gold mine. Aggression throughout the entirety of this game, and yet still not a single villager is down. A huge component of his economy is going to be keeping those villagers alive. It might not seem like much on League 5, but it still represents more than 10% at the moment as this first villager goes down and Louis MT loses the game. Not really, but you get the idea. And yeah, so basically we need to be able to see the line of sight. That's what allows us to create that narrative. I think that's quite important. I like to consider myself a caster, but also a bit of a storyteller. And today, we get to see another storyline build. As the Imperial Palace comes online for Marine Lord, he says, "You've hidden from me once today, my friend, but never again shall you hide," as the Imperial spies inevitably find their way to your villages, and with that will be the death of many. Towards that top side, Spearman gonna look to move up towards that gold vein just to make sure no extra villagers gonna be out there. I mean, to be fair at this point, look at the chase that he's got on right now. He's just all over this map. He's playing whack-a-mole with these gold gathering villagers. Now Louis MT, unaware, a scout is spotting him out. He will know that there are units making his way down towards this south side, and naturally the Vils are on the move, but the scout has finally found them, and with that, Mounted Samurai towards the backside. They're going to try and work their magic here. A lot of Chukunu defending together with the spears, and you can see him working down these spearmen slowly. Now the Vils are also going to be caught out. Meanwhile, towards the south, the scout going to be turning on these villagers. Plenty of Chukunu down here as well. Two of the best in the business. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are not planning to watch EGC TV this weekend, then what the heck are you doing with your life? Because this is incredible. When you get two of the world's best players and you lock them in a room together and say, hey, fight against each other. I mean, they're not really in a room. They're in a a traditional online room is probably the best. Wait, hold on a minute. We got to be careful with how we say that. They're playing against each other online. Anyway, you can see just how good these two are, how evenly matched they are, how incredible it is to watch as they both try and weave out each other. But in the end, it looks like Marine Lord will eventually find 4 of those 5 villages, and Louis MT licks his wounds and says, okay, that was unfortunate. I wonder why he just didn't go back over here. Like this, at that point, he was kind of safe over on that side. Anyway, we'll watch, we'll learn, we'll keep on paying attention here. As now, on the side of Marine Lord, we've got veterancy coming through for the Zhukanu, as well as +2. A huge power spike here. Vils now going to be going down as well. Louis MT not paying attention. A huge amount of Vils here. That's 4 Vils that have gone down. That's going to be 4, 5, 6. How many more can he get? Doesn't look... I think that's going to be it. All right, Mounted Samurai over towards the left side. More Vils going down. He's really committing here. He's trying his best to get all the Vils that he can. He knows that that's going to be the important moment. Some of these should be relatively low health, but unfortunately in the end, that's all he's going to get. Still a pretty damn good effort. It's taken him 16 minutes. He's chased down these villagers, and look at that Vil count difference. 20 villager advantage to Marine Lord right now. That is massive. That is huge. Now, when it comes to relics, keep in mind that at this stage of the game, there are 3 relics in the possession of Louis MT. 4th relic likely to get picked up. 5th relic probably going to Marine Lord. So a 3 relic difference. That's not, I mean, that's a big difference, don't get me wrong, but it's not enough to overcome a 20 villager deficit. And this is a very early villager deficit. Now, keep in mind that there's an element of that being the Chinese, right? You're up against a civilization that produces villagers faster. So naturally, you're going to be down villagers, and that's somewhat considered in the villager count and the balance of the civilization. But unfortunately, we can see, oh my lord, there's a huge army that's going to be getting a little bit of horse for dinner tonight. Marine Lord, of course, chasing down all these mounted samurai now. We're right on board with Louis MT as he looks to pick up +1 ranged attack. Now, we can also see he started to build up Bannerman. We started with a Yumi Bannerman. Definitely the right choice here. Expect to see some Uma Bannerman coming in soon. I don't know if it's Uma or Yuma. I feel like it's Uma, though. Uma Bannerman. So 3 relics at the moment. So that 4th relic did in fact get denied. So it's probably going to come back down to a 3-2 split. Have we got a Monk out? We do have a Monk coming out. Now for Marine Lord, he'll be looking to come up towards that position. Imperial Palace is online. He could look to try and get the spies out. He's taken out more villagers. Louis MT getting caught off guard once again. That's twice now that he's been caught sleeping at the keyboard. Switching it over to income per minute. We'll get an idea on where these two currently compare. Monastery up towards the top here. I don't know what just happened to my voice. I think it was breathing out a little bit too much. Battering ram spots out the enemy Shinto shrine and sees, oh, you know what? I could push, but he's going to fall back for the moment. Not happy, not willing to take it. No Springwood emplacement in the middle. Definitely means he could push and challenge this Barbican if you wanted. But I don't think he's got the army to justify it or the reason to justify it at this point. It's not like he really needs that gold just yet. He's got about a little bit under a K gold left in here. Yeah, 900 at the moment. So that's going to be extra difficult for him as he moves towards the end of that gold vein. Mounted Samurai going to get caught in the crossfire here. Upgrades on the way through. It's Tatara together with the fitted leatherwork. And up towards that topside battering ram. Going to finally go down. Marine Lord still continuing to add into the army. It's crossbow spearmen that he's beginning to transition into. So I expect to see a lot more archers coming out from Louis MT. You can see he's moving into a real significant amount of archers, but as this number continues to rise, then expect Marine Lord to switch into some siege. Potentially looking at a nest of B or 3. You know how they love to stack those nest of Bs up. Of course, the Chinese, they are particularly strong when it comes to their siege. Now, look at this beautiful little patrol route down here. Louis MT just chilling with a single mounted samurai that has just decided, you know what? We're just going to sit here. We're just going to wait. We're just going to hold out. And as not to go idle, we'll just issue the patrol. And then, what do you know? Oh, hey, look, it's a whole bunch of villagers. How long has that guy been patrolling? I don't know. But all these mounted samurai are now going to get alerted to this. He cancels off the outpost. And with that, the mounted samurai are on the way. He says, hey, do not worry, my friends. We are coming. We are coming quickly. Might try for a quick wall. Quick wall? Am I saying that right? It feels like I'm not. I feel like a quick wall right there could have made some sense. He's not going to need it, though. 5 bills jump inside the outpost. And with that, he's going to just sacrifice the other 2, unfortunately going down. Sacred Site in the north going to get picked up here. Meanwhile, Louis manages to slowly scrounge together a couple more kills Let's check in with the town center number. How are we doing on TCs as the number of military units continue to rise? So only the 1 TC for the moment for both of these players. So the longer it goes, I guess it's still kind of even Stevens at this stage, even though there's a 23 villager advantage. I tell you what, that 23 villager advantage really starts to look kind of scary at this point, doesn't it? I don't actually know how it's that high. I mean, obviously there's a combination of like Song Dynasty, but still it's quite a lot. Yumi Ashigaru, Mounted Samurai over on the west side. Apologies right here as we got ourselves a little bit of action unfolding. Not a whole bunch that we missed. You can see only the 1, 2, 3 bodies or 4 bodies on the ground here. So not a huge amount that we missed. But fortunately, the Yumi Ashigaru are going to be able to repel this. Marine Lord not willing to take this fight, considering I don't know why Marine Lord's taking this fight. Not a good fight for him. He's going to continue to kite away. He's got some decent Shukunu numbers in here, but the Yumi Ashigaru are just going to get great trades in. Continuing to come forward with those Mounted Samurai. You can see he's doing a wonderful job here, baiting it out. Marine Lord still looking to push the agenda. In the end, he's going to have to fall back away from it. Meanwhile, over towards the east side, he's got Samurai out in the villager line. Plenty more units back here to try and defend. Meanwhile, Mounted Samurai, there we go. The cleanup comes through. This is kind of, I was confused why Marine Lord was committing so heavily over here. He's just going to end up losing all of this army. So, I mean, we called him out a bit earlier, a little bit confused, and I called him out right then. And, like, I'm kind of glad that the evidence was like, yeah, you know what? Marine Lord, that probably was a little bit aggressive. Let's put it that way. A little bit aggressive. I think if he had Nest of Bees in the army, then he's fine. But the thing is, you can't really be pushing up here with Nest of Bees. They're way too slow, not very maneuverable. Outpost towards the south now for Marine Lord. Now, keep in mind, he does have the Imperial spies ready to devise their plan to spot out where those enemy villages are. Expect him to action that shortly. He's got no cavalry on the map, so it would mean that he'd only be able to send infantry towards that position, so it's going to be slow. So he'd need his army to be on the other side of the map before he could really utilize it. But now, crossbows able to really start building up their base. These crossbows fortunately managed to survive that little slaughter that happened a bit earlier. Meanwhile, towards the south side, Mounted Samurai going to be able to catch 4 or 5 bills down here. Keep coming up. He's got the transition of farms that is well and truly on the way. Plenty of granaries in the back, and now Spearmen looking to try and have some Yumi Ashigaru for dinner. Not going to be happening. All these vills did indeed go down. Louis MT finding himself a little bit closer in this game all of a sudden. Now only 11 vills the difference between these two players. Samurai going to be doing some dancing, doing some prancing, doing some, unfortunately, not going to be doing a whole lot of killing today. There's the Imperial spies now coming out. This will give him vision for quite some time on these vills. He can get a bit of an idea, okay, where are these Japanese villages? Can we put pressure on any of them? Maybe send off 1 or 2 units over towards a boar somewhere. He's got some spearmen here on standby, ready to go. Just gets an idea, okay, where are you sitting currently? Not a whole lot more information than that, and not a whole lot of actionable things that he can do. There's the second TC. We were waiting for it for quite some time. It is now going to come out for him. 22 minutes, so quite late into this game. Let's compare the economies and see where these two are at, considering the vill count is relatively even here. We've got 1,200, we'll call it 1,250, 700, going to be stacking up to 1,950, 1,000. We'll call it 3K for Louis MT, maybe a little bit over, but we're being generous today. Conservative, 1,500, 2,500, about 2,900, so very evens. These economies are even Stevens at the moment. Let's go with that. Maybe a little bit in favor of Marine Lord. But that's to be expected with the higher villager count, the Imperial officials. Of course, the relic count slightly in favor of Louis MT for the moment. But now the infantry really looking to consolidate in the center. Crossbows together with the spears. Looking to hold off this Japanese push. Yumi Ashigaru number looking consistently good. I don't know where the siege is for Marine Lord, and to be honest, even if he went siege, I don't think he could hold or defend the siege. I think the Mounted Samurai are going to be too problematic. He doesn't really have the spears to defend it. At the moment, he's sitting on only 6 spears. So he'd really need to readjust his army. Meanwhile, have a look at this battering ram just working its magic over here. Crossbows trying to take it down. At the same time, Louis MT is all around his opponent this game. Right on board with him now as he continues to push down towards the market over the other side of the sacred site. One sacred site is held currently by Marine Lord, but it is slowly being captured by Louis MT. Expect to see that message up on your screen shortly about the sacred site needing to be neutralized or all 3 being captured. I want to count. How long does it actually last? Because I don't actually know. To me, it feels like an eternity. To me, it feels like it lasts at least 6 minutes. It probably doesn't last 6 minutes. You know, I'm just using hyperbole. Is it hyperbole or hyperbole? Because I always see that word. I'm like, hyperbole. I'm like, no, that sounds like a place that Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 would take you to like have the grand final. Like, it's not hyperbole, right? It's got to be hyperbole. Okay, here we go. 2430. Here it comes. 2430. All right, let's count it out. Let's count it out. 24, 30, 24, 36. Only 6 seconds. Yeah, all right, I'll give him that. 6 seconds seems pretty fine. But you know what doesn't seem fine? Getting attacked like this underneath the town center with no... I take it back. There's the Nester Bee. I was going to say it needed Nester Bees. We finally got it. Not a lot of spears in here, but the Nester Bees should be able to hold this. I know for a fact Louis MT is going to be respecting this Nester Bee, and you can see he doesn't want anything to do with it. You're going to have to go back. You're going to have to redraw. And, I mean, how do you even deal with the knob at this point? Especially when you've got this much blocking the Nester Bee, right? Like, there's nothing that you can really do to get to it. That's the trouble. Unless you kind of lure it out of position the same way that it is happening right now, then there's definitely an option. But nice little pickups coming through. Let's get that UI back in so you guys can see exactly what's going up with regard to the numbers. Springwood emplacement on the way, probably for the Barbican. No, definitely not for the Barbican. Don't look over there. Meanwhile, attacks all over the map. Mounted Samurai still looking to make a connection. Not able to find it just yet. All 3 sacred sites obviously held. It's been a minute so far. He's got 10 minutes to go. That's the first Nester Bee. Expect to see a couple more of them out. He needs to try and stay close to home with it, though. You want to keep defending when you're doing it. Crossbows, we need your help. Not on the outpost. Thank you. Gosh, nothing worse than a little bit of a crossbow combo, and the crossbows get confused on the combo and they order a fries. Speaking of fries, I did see, was it Five Guys Burgers and Fries? Is it Five Guys? Yeah, I think it's Five Guys now offering a combo meal. Check that out, ladies and gentlemen. I tell you what, I wish I had Five Guys. Do I have Five Guys? I've got one of those big brands in America that's over here in Australia. I would say they recently popped up. It's been a couple of years. It's the one, I think it's Five Guys. They're good. They're good. They're really good burgers. I remember telling my wife, I was like, you know, if I was to open a burger shop, like, this is the burger I would make. Like, this right here. If there's one thing I'm passionate about, it's burgers. It's just not so much making them. So that's just going to have to be a pipe dream of mine for the moment. Meanwhile, Takanashima Gunsmith is obviously on the way for Louis MT. He's going Imperial. He's looking to get some hand cannoneers out. I'm excited, and I'm sure they're going to be equally excited to be on this battlefield. Let's take a look and see. Does he dare do it? Don't go Azutsu. You got to go the hand cannoneer. Come on, let me see him. Let me see ya. He could also just wait for bombards. Bombards probably aren't a bad call, especially because you're up against the Nester Bee, and it's difficult to deal with the Nester Bees unless you've got something like the bombard. The bombard's kind of like your pseudo culverin now, or at least the way the culverin used to be. Nice little damage coming through. Of course, that single Nester Bee just responsible for so much damage here. And Louis going to continue getting in a couple of pot shots here. Elite upgrades have come through. That's elite on the Mounted Samurai. He's going to be looking for elite on the Yumi Ashigaru shortly. About 20 seconds to go, 27 seconds to go. +3 coming through as well. But he's going to try and escape up through the north once again. This guy is on a constant escape route. Marine Lord, does he look to go imp now as well? There's a couple of good spots that he could be looking to throw down. I mean, if you're looking to throw down, where do you do it? You probably want to go north side. It definitely feels we're a bit north side focused here. If you knew about the Takanashima Gunsmith location, then you could definitely argue for it. I'm just thinking for his Great Wall Gatehouse. So there we go. He gets a bit of vision on the enemy, but doesn't see the Takanashima Gunsmith. So I think realistically, like, you could look for somewhere down here to put your Great Wall Gatehouse. It doesn't really achieve much right now, though. That's the thing. And you kind of want something that does. This is a really bad fight for Marine Lord. He's up against double elite upgrades. He's out in the open. They can easily surround here. He's going to have a really bad time if he commits to this fight. He's doing the right thing. You probably just want to sack the Palace Guards. I mean, I'll be honest. I don't know why that fight wasn't taken by Louis. That felt like a really good fight for Louis MT just there. Towards the south, Mounted Samurai working it in. Mounted Samurai together with the Palace Guards going to be fighting it off in the base. Is he looking? He's not even looking for Imperial Age. Definitely a little bit behind now. This is a little bit of a harder fight to justify on the side of Louis MT. He's going to try for the angle. Nester B still in here. He's got 2 more in queue. Finally, we see a couple more knobs at the party. It's always a bit lonely when you're the only one there, isn't it? But now, moving forward, you've got to be careful. Don't go too far forward. Don't go too far forward. Don't go too far forward. Don't do it, Marine. Oh, my Lord. They both do. They were both baiting each other right there. It was a game of chicken. Who's going to be the first one to duck away, look away, move away? Bombard out, going to get caught. Oh, you hate to see it. Oh, you hate to see it. Oh, you hate to see it so much. The Marine Lord says, I don't want to see it. I don't want to look. Meanwhile, towards that top side, still infantry numbers are building. I tell you what, this is really coming to an edge, a point. It's coming to a head. Let's go with a head. We've talked enough about knobs this game anyway. Second bombard is out, so that's going to be his pseudo Culver in this game, his pseudo X Springald, his way that he's going to deal with these enemy knobs. And now coming down the mountain, slowly trickling in units one by one. I don't know exactly what the plan is here for Marine Lord. The Nest of Bees going to get some damage off. Meanwhile, behind, the first bombard does get taken out. More spearmen coming through to reinforce as well. Crossbow numbers looking good. He's going to be able to kite. He'll have to give up the Nest of Bees, I suspect. Bombard about to take it out. There it goes. Good night, Sweet Prince. And Marine Lord still somehow holding in this fight. I don't know how he's managed to do it. I don't know how he's managed to pull it apart. But the fact that he's been fighting with castle units against Imperial units is particularly impressive. Right now, he is somehow finding a way into this game, and Louis MT getting pushed back despite the fact he's got those elite units. Nesta B fires off the single shot, says see you later, I'm out. Howdy. And how are we doing back here for Marine Lord? The economy started to look a little bit better. He's up 40 vils, 50 vils now. Plenty of villagers up towards this top side gathering up wood. He's also got plenty back at home. Oh, interesting stone wall placement. So he's just going to play defensive with it. Interesting decision. And my lights, I'm not kidding you. So I've got a lamp. It's a smart lamp, right? I can turn it on and off whenever I want. My wife can turn it on and off whenever she wants. Anyway, it's 11:52 p.m. and my light just turned off behind me. That's my wife telling me, hey, it's time for bed. Sorry, honey. We got Louis MT and Marine Lord fighting down here, baby. I don't actually call her baby. It's, I don't know. I've always found that a bit weird. Anyway, it's getting hot in here. I'm going to be honest with you. It is getting real hot in here. It is, I'm hoping that the light going out... Oh, God, now I'm a bit scared. I'm like looking behind me like... Hold on. You know what? I'm not even kidding you. I'm going to turn on the light just because I can't see behind me. And I've recently changed my desk around. I don't know about you guys, but I've got this thing where, like, whenever I'm set up in a room... Hold on, give me a sec here. Downstairs lamp. There we go. All right, we're back online. I've got this thing where, like, I hate having my back towards the door. I don't know if it's just like a me thing, but I can't stand it, dude. I have to be looking at my entrances all the time. Must be a self-defense thing. But anyway, speaking of self-defense, Nesta B is going to be under fire here. Reboldaquin managing to stay alive despite the damage. Anyway, the Knob's able to take it out, and Louis MT once again on the down here. You can see just somehow these crossbows are just doing absolute work against all the Yumiya Shigaru. It feels like it shouldn't be going this way. It feels like Marine Lord should be getting being the one that's getting dumpstered, but it's not. Up towards the north, more spears coming through. Louis MT, he's struggling on multiple fronts. Finally, we see Marine Lord, despite such tough, hard times in the early game, despite playing it off in castle, still somehow managing to pull it out. Ladies and gentlemen, impressive performance from Marine Lord. I feel like Louis has to switch. Like, Onibagesha? Is Onibagesha the way? How do you switch into Onibagesha here? Horseman could also work. I think that's definitely viable. But this is tough. We still don't see any Imperial Age, or at least sign of Imperial Age. By the way, have a look at this. 3,000 food a minute and absolutely no food in the bank. He is just printing units. I think that's really what it comes down to. Louis just had a... or rather, Marine Lord's just had so much production, so much effective production. What kind of numbers are we looking at here for his production? Only 10 Raxes and 2 Ranges. I tell you what, he makes 10 Raxes and 2 Ranges go a long way. That is impressive to be on 3k food a minute and still somehow be making enough units that you don't actually float any food. It's impressive. Anyway, back to my earlier point. I'm not sure how you guys feel about that, but yeah. Anyway, like my desk previously, I could see the door, and like, you know, right now, I can't see the door. And so it's like, I need to be able to see the door. And so I need to have the light on, all right? Just let me have this. Let me have this. I don't want to be casting in the dark. You know, there's a song about that. No, that's dancing. Sorry. Wrong song. Wrong singer. Age up coming through. Marine Lord just going to be playing safe, playing defensive. And look, to be honest, this makes sense, right? He's in a good position, okay? What could really hurt him right here is a big raid. If a big raid comes through, kills all of his villagers on his farms, that could be massively problematic. Marine Lord, how are you one of the best players in the world? And anyway, it's one of those little details where it's like, it happens all the time, but I guess he just doesn't, he's not bothered to move them to the other side. You can only have 8 vills building on one side, 8 vills on the other. And then if you've got stone walls, they can build on top of the stone walls as well. Little details. Mounted Samurai number, starting to build. Second town center coming up for Louis MT. Is that the second? That's got to be the second, right? There's no way that's the third. Yeah, that's the second TC. Very late second TC. 34 minutes into the game, and he's getting his second TC up. Marine Lord going to stop it, though. He's not going to have any of this. Age up comes through for him as well. Nice little defensive Great Wall Gatehouse with the double nest of bees on the top. University now going to get thrown down as well. He's going to be looking for some elite army tactics here, I suspect. Silk bowstrings immediately coming through. Not immediately. Louis been up for a while. But finally, let's go with finally coming through. Infantry rolling towards that top side. Upgrades coming through for Marine Lord. Have a look at this. Palace Guards, Crossbowmen, Spearmen, together with the Palace Guard Battle-Hardened upgrade for that little bit of extra HP. Definitely helps them out quite a bit in these late game stages. But, I mean, this game has just gone from side to side slowly. And, like, when you look at the economic difference between these two, you really have to wonder how Marine Lord loses from this position. But, you know, it wasn't that long ago where I was surprised that he was able to take the fights. But it was only after realizing how strong his economy was that he was actually able to do it. He was taking bad fights, but it didn't matter because he's got a bigger economy. He can reinforce. He can get those troops faster to the front than his opponent can because his opponent doesn't have the size of economy that he's got. If we look right here, he's sitting at 5k plus resources per minute. Compare that to his opponent, Louis MT, who's barely cracking the 3k mark. So you're talking about a 60% larger economy. That's a pretty big deal. Nesta B moves forward. Gonna find a couple of villagers down here. It looks like they've got their textiles. It's not as much damage as you would have hoped. Spear's gonna get caught out by the Yumi Ashigaru. Now, plenty of units towards the south side, and the longer the game goes on, the worse the Yumi Ashigaru gets, just because it's not a particularly pop-efficient unit. But now, Samurai, the mounted samurai together with the Yumi Ashigaru on the bottom side. This is a hard spot, right? Because the bombards are here. So he has to kind of fight from this position. He can't really leave it at the moment. Bombard's able to take out the Nesta Bees. Reinforcements coming from the top. Okay, not looking terrible. Let's get that UI out of the way and have a look at what we got going on down here. Sacred Site timer is going to be stopped now, by the way. And Louis MT somehow finding a way through in the middle here. Crossbow numbers looking good. He's going to start picking off these crossbows. I don't know why he's focusing the ones at the back so intently, but you can see he's not attack moving at all. He's individually targeting each of these crossbows down. And now the numbers of Palace Guards starting to look a little bit better, looking to improve a little bit here. Excuse me, just had a little bit of a cough. Might need to have a bit of a drink. 36 minutes into this game. I tell you what, this is going the distance. That is for sure. We might run out of resources on this map the way that it is going right now. We do have trade posts, so don't worry. There'll always be gold. We've got farms, so there'll always be food. So we'll always have action. The question's going to be about who's bowing out first. And somehow, some way, despite being caught out of position, despite Marine Lord having such a superior economy, Louis MT is now the one that is pushing. He's got the triple bombard as well, which is particularly potent. Now, speaking of potent, the drink of the day, ladies and gentlemen, I'm standing as well. It's water. It's your classic old combination, water and standing. The water-standing combo. Give me a second here. Absolutely amazing water. Excuse me. Oh, that's good water. That'll give me at least another 20 minutes in the tank. All right. Nesta B trying to work it down. You can see the bombards on the route out here. Comes in from the top, helps him out. And now should be able to hold this position now that the Nesta Bees have gone down. Doing a decent job of holding at the front. Mounted Samurai together with the Umabena man. Meanwhile, under attacks towards the north, that outpost just slowly sprinkled in placing down. We'll switch from the perspective of Louis so we don't get distracted by that. Triple bombard still standing strong. Numbers once again from Marine Law looking better. You're going to have to get these bombards out of here if you want them to survive. Has he got greased axles? He doesn't have greased axles. There's no way he doesn't have greased axles just yet. He doesn't have any siege workshop? There's no way he doesn't have a siege workshop. He doesn't have a siege workshop, so he can't get greased axles. But they still get out of there. Don't worry. He took a little bit of damage. He's got villagers nearby. He can do the repair if he wants to. But this is where it starts to get scary, right? Because you're up against Palace Guards and Spearmen. The big trouble that you're going to have is Yuan Dynasty's about to come online any second. I mean, he's not got a whole lot of gold in the bank. He's spending it all on units, but Yuan Dynasty could come through at any second. And what that's going to mean is you've got very fast Palace Guards that just want to run everywhere around the map. They want to siege, outpost down. They want to break down anything and everything that they can. And most importantly, they want to kill villagers. They want to keep your vill count down low, and they want to make sure you know that there is nowhere to go. Now moving forward, once again, Yumi Ashigaru going to hold. Oh no, Louis MT throwing it all away right now, but somehow, some way, they move to the front line. They give a little kiss to the Palace Guards, and now they're going to fall back. Do we see hand cannons? We do. Let me click. Oh, let me click. Indeed, hand cannon Ashigaru. Indeed. Yes, I got to agree with you there, my friend. I can't do the voice. Not right now. I'd need more water to do it. What's that? You're saying take another drink of water so you can do the voice? Okay. All right, give me a sec here. Once again, Louis MT cleaning up. These guys are just trading it out now. This is incredible. Okay. Hold on. Let me find it. Astronomical clock tower now going to be coming down. Don't worry. We'll find the hand cannoneers. They're in here somewhere. Here we go. I don't even know what they're saying, dude. That's about the best I can give you, sorry. I don't know any Japanese whatsoever. I know a little bit of some languages, but Japanese not one of those languages. A couple of Shinto priests on the back here. No one left to heal them, but fortunately, the town center is going to be able to clean them up. Meanwhile, one thing that's killing me right now is neither player is walling at all, right? Like, you got a little bit of walls down here from earlier. You got a wall over here to build the Great Wall Gatehouse, but other than that, there's no walls. Like, these guys just don't care. And that's incredible to think that the best players in the world just completely forgo walls, especially on a map like this where walls are so powerful. You know, segmenting off sections of the map, controlling different sections is so important. But Yuan Dynasty now coming through. Astronomical Clock Tower has been completed for Marine Lord. That's going to mean infantry is very fast now. You can see that movement speed up to 1.94 when they're chasing. That's incredible. That's faster than a horseman. That is a huge amount of speed, and that now means you've got extra mobility from the perspective of Marine Lord. Louis now going to be doing his best to hold on in this position. Look at the number. Somehow, 115 population versus 195, and yet he holds on. But this could be it right now. Marine Lord's push is starting to look a little bit more devastating. Triple bombards at the back. Reboldaquin comes out, says, hey, remember me. It's time to get in, get close, get dirty, get down with it. The party is moving forward, and the Reboldaquin is it, baby. Give it to him, Randy. Give it to him, Randy. Clean it up. Clean up that house. Get him out of here. One bombard goes down. Count with me. That's the second bombard going to go down right now. Is he going to get 3? He might just get 3, but not if Randy has anything to say about it. Get him, Randy. Get him, Randy. Get him, Randy. It goes down. That's all 3 bombards now taken out. Randy will be the lone survivor in this battle, but I tell you what, he's going to need a lot more tickets to get this Taganashima gunsmith work, and you can see he's got the second Reboldaquin through. Will it be the saving hope that he was looking for? Village account now double his opponent, Marine Lord. His economy is booming. 3.7, 4.1, 6.3, 6.6, somewhere in that region, 6.4. Quite a lot of resources is generating compared to his opponent, who's sitting at 3.4. So basically double the economy of his opponent right now, Marine Lord is. It's a scary time to be. He doesn't even have ancient techniques yet, by the way, which would be another like 12% improvement. I mean, it really works out to quite a lot less than that, but it's still a subtle improvement. And now caught out here, a whole bunch of spears gonna get taken out. The Yumi Ashigaru will try to find a way through, but there's plenty of infantry here. I think he should be able to clean this out without too much of a problem. Keep in mind the Yuan Dynasty is going to prevent all of these units from escaping. Is just going to be able to chase them down. Cannon emplacement does come through on the outpost. He's looking to fortify, repairs it immediately. Says, hey, we've got to keep this alive. This is going to be our saving grace. But unfortunately, I don't think it's going to be a saving grace. There are way too many infantry units here. Louis MT needs this gold. There's not a lot of gold left on this map. And now all the infantry coming through the outpost. You can see how important it is to keep this health of the outpost up. Fortification's about to come through. It's 7 seconds away. Ville's still repairing. Not going to happen. 3, 2, 1. It's already at half health. That's going to boost it up quite a bit. It gets a little bit of extra fire armor, but you can see the consequence of not doing that. In the end, it means that a couple of extra units aren't going to be going down, but still, that's a significant force you're going to deal with. One of those small little battles you wish you'd won. Meanwhile, double Reboldaquin in the middle will be keeping an eye on them. We want to make sure that they've got decent protection. Palace guards towards the top. A little bit of a weird run that's going on right there. Reboldaquins, where they at? There they are, making their way across the field. I wish we had the kill count for them. Could you imagine if we could see Randy with like 46 kills? That would be, wouldn't that be so sick, dude? That would be so sick. Springwood's now come out as well for Marine Lord. He's got 1 on the field. Couple of bombards actually going to be coming out. Clock tower bombards, by the way. We've got that extra little bit of health. And now focusing down the Reboldaquins. First shot has hit. Second shot also hit. He's got the double bombards now coming out. Barbican also getting repaired. And now Marine Lord somehow he's scrounging together a win here. It feels like, I mean, it's felt like it's imminent for so long. And yet still somehow Louis MT has held all this time, all this fight, all this way. Louis, 43 minutes into this game, despite being half the economy of his enemy, still just doesn't care. Still does not give a flying F right now. Yumi Ashigaru. I was about to call him Sushi Ashigaru. Sushi Ashigaru. Where does that even come from? Maybe Juicy, somewhere in that region. Barbican not going to be coming up just yet. You can see the control that's coming out from Marine Lord, though. Able to take these Reboldaquins down. Meanwhile, unfortunately for that one, you know, we're just talking about control. Still, how is he holding? I don't understand. Where is he getting the resources from to hold? He's still holding. Look at this. He's still... Marine Lord can't finish him. It's like he's untouchable. What is going on? Could you imagine if the economy was like I mean, there's other factors as well, right? Like, okay, sure, you know, like floating gate. He's got all of these Yoroshiros that are inside here. He's got the 3 relics back here. Oh, no, he hasn't even got, like, Bunrei yet. Well, he hasn't got Bunrei yet, guys, so, you know, he can't be doing too crazily. What else have we got in here? We've got Guion Festival. Increase the line of sight of all buildings by 2 tiles every 3 minutes. All economic units heal for 100% of their health over 3 seconds. Kind of a weird one. Increases Shinto Priest health by 40. Kind of a weird one. Bunrei's the big one, though. But moving forward, Mounted Samurai trying to connect. Louis MT really fighting for his tournament life here. You can feel it. He knows how important it is to be victorious here in this game, in this battle. It's obviously a series that's going to be going for quite a long... I think it's a 5-game series. We're only going to be casting 2 games from this series. If you want to catch the rest of them, make sure you check out the EGC TV channel. I'll leave a link in the description of where you can watch these games live. Of course, you want to be... I mean, look at this action. Like, this is incredible. When you see the quality of these games, you can really appreciate how far we've come in Age of Empires 4. These guys are just so next level. Bombard's able to take out the enemy Bombard. Ville's left standing, sleeping on the job. Not a whole lot of gold left in that gold vein, unfortunately, for them. And once again, Marine Lord bullying his opponent. Maxed 200 out of 200. He's going to start moving into hand cannoneers. That's the direction that he thinks he can potentially win this game. Now, keep in mind, trade is going to be the next goal for these players to set up. We've got the trade post in the north. I don't know what's happened with this single guy securing a relic for the moment. Couple spears and palace guards towards the south. Forge an outpost. Up towards the top. That keep going to continue working the magic. Only 500 gold in here. Keep in mind, there's quite a bit of gold here. 2.4 gold, or 2.4k gold. 3.7 on this one. 1 gold on that bad boy right there. Another 4k down here, so there's definitely still some gold on the map. This is not a bad little spot that he's managed to secure. You could really just hold out on this position, and that looks like exactly what he's going to do. Honestly, at this point, I'd be tempted to start deleting some vills. You're at 130. I think you can get away maybe deleting 20 vills at this point. I know it's always one of those difficult things, but like just having that extra 20 population to reinforce on, like at this point, your economy is just so big. I mean, he doesn't have a huge amount in the bank, but like 11 hand cannoneers, like you want them on the field. That's really, really important. Precision crossbreeding finally coming through right there. A little bit late on the crossbreeding, we'll say that now. And Louis MT climbing up that number. You can see he's going to try and commit to this fight. Cautious about moving through that gold vein, a little bit annoying. Hard to kind of see it, if I'm honest with you guys. And now Yumi, I can't believe that he's still making Yumi Ashigaru throughout all this game. But I mean, he's up against a lot of spears. So he's got to. I mean, why not make just normal samurai and Honor Geisha? Maybe? I don't know. It's just an idea. Nice little control from the Yumi Ashigaru. 6.5 tiles of range against the hand cannon. Is only 5.5. Now outranged because of that silk bowstrings upgrade that got added in a couple of patches ago. And don't tell me it's happening again. Louis MT is still managing to find a way to Marine Lord's weak spots. Have a look at this. This is incredible. We're witnessing it right now. Nesta B is going to come out. He's standing on the sacred side. There's no sacred victory in play. Don't fear. Well, in fact, all 3 sacred sites have been neutralized here. But once again, that number looking quite healthy for Marine Lord. He's able to rebuild instantly. And I think if he just keeps up the attrition here, he's going to be okay. If I'm Marine Lord right now, delete a couple vills, bring a couple up to the front, start making some Raxes a little bit closer to the enemy base, really start reinforcing that front line. And you can see now it looks like the numbers are going to be really difficult to defend from this position. Of course, Marine Lord outnumbering his opponent about 2-1 at the moment. On both economy as well as military, but being a tournament game, he's going to hold on a little bit longer. He's going to fight a little bit longer. Many lesser players in this position would have folded to the pressure of Louis MT, but not Marine Lord, not today. As he once again gets his siege chased away by a single mounted samurai, together with a villager. They're working together. Nice job with the repairs, but unfortunately not enough. Barbican is online. He's looking to get the cannon in placement. Plenty of infantry up here. He's chasing away vills. He's killing plenty of them. Down to 59 vills now. Louis MT more than doubled on that economic scale. And slowly it is over. Ladies and gentlemen, what an absolute marathon of a game. What an incredible performance by both of these players. Louis MT, Marine Lord, 2 of the world's best. But unfortunately, in the end, Marine Lord victorious over our Japanese hero. Ladies and gentlemen, go check them out. I'll leave a link in the description to where you can watch them live this weekend. Go say good day for me.